What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday. This is a spot where I get Scentsy reviews out to you based on what you guys want to hear. Last week we had 3 scents that were battling it out for first and second, so let's get started. All right, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is Disney, It's a Small World, Happiest Cruise That Ever Sailed. This one had 30% of the vote. It's this tealish green colored wax. It's about a medium intensity on cold sniff. It's an LTO, which stands for limited time offer. It's a license bar, which means for now it is 50 cents more, soon to be transitioning to $1 more per bar. And Scentsy has put this in the fruity section, and actually I thought it was more fresh fruity, so it's fruity. Anyway, let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, set sail on a magical journey where cheerful Peruvian lime, sunny apple, and sweet fruit sugar live in harmony. So I get a lot of the sunny apple. It reminds me of the green apple you get in candy apple, or the green apple you get in Appletini Splash. Kind of like an artificial, airy, somewhat tangy green apple. Now, I think what's happening is the lime is also making it tangy because lime is a citrus. So it's really coming in. The lime reads a tiny bit cleaner to me. So that's why I think my brain is taking this fruity fresh. It talks about sweet fruit sugar. I assume that that's just adding to the sweetness. So it's really kind of like a candied fruity citrus scent, heavy on the apple, artificial green, and the lime. So I would say if you don't like candy apple and you find it offensive in the terms that maybe you find it like a cleaner, or I always said it reminded me of Lysol wipe, that this is less so in here. It's more pleasant and pleasing to me. So what I did was I did make samples with 1 cube, but I did use 5 cubes. So 2 of them I used in the entranceway and 3 of them in Erica's room. So Erica's room, I put 2 in a full-size warmer and 1 in a mini. It was about 8 out of 10 there. And in my entranceway, I used 2 cubes, and it was between 7 and 8 out of 10. Now the only problem is in the entranceway, it didn't even last. I think I put it in at 9, and when Drew came home at 4, I couldn't smell it anymore. I did remove it at 6, so I left it in 9 hours, but I could only smell it for less than 7. And I'm like, well, that's weird. So I went up to my daughter's room, and at the same time frame, I could still smell it in her room. So it was throwing better. It was an additional warmer with an additional cube of wax. So maybe that's the approach with this one. You might need a little bit more warmers. Mind you, it's a mini warmer, so it's probably going to sustain that scent release a little bit better because it's not getting as hot. But I did leave it going in her room just 24 hours based out of convenience, because at night we leave the warmers on for night lights. So I did remove it the next day. So for me, longevity was an issue. Strength was fine, but longevity was very minimal. In one spot I warmed it and less so in another. So obviously this would be more spring and summer in its presentation because it's very fruity, it's a little bit fresh. And I would say if you're gonna use this, stick to small to medium spaces and maybe consider adding an element warmer or something like a mini warmer to kind of sustain that scent a little bit better, in addition to a full-size warmer. So will I be repurchasing this one? Probably not. Just based on scent appeal was just okay for me, and longevity wasn't the greatest. Strength was fine. So that is the happiest cruise that ever sailed. Also the longest name that's ever been made. All right, let's talk about our second place scent for the week. It is I Pick You. This one had 28% of the vote. It's this red colored wax. It's about a medium intensity, maybe just shy of, on cold sniff. And it's in the Valentine's Day collection as part of a 3-pack. Now you do have to purchase this as part of a 3-pack. Alternatively, you can put it in your Scentsy Club individually and get it sent to you that way. I would probably put this in it's a tough one, maybe floral, fruity floral. It's a hard one. It says red currant and honeysuckle nectar dance beneath stars of white amber. So it's kind of a romantic scent, a slightly sultry romantic scent, but there's definitely a floral. So when I warmed this, it reminded me of Love Story, which is kind of like an earthy romantic scent. And it reminded me of Keep It Sassy from the Glamour issue mixed together. I would say a little bit more Love Story than Keep It Sassy. So if you were doing this, maybe 2 cubes of Love Story and 1 cube of Keep It Sassy. Because Keep It Sassy has like a cherry. And I think the red currant was kind of reminded me of that. And I think they both have amber. So that's probably why. So it's a tiny bit, I don't want to say earthy on the first day. And I don't want to scare people when I say leathery or suede, but that kind of gives a deep richness to the scent. Just a little tiny bit. Imagine just a little tiny splash of that in with like a floral fruity scent. And that's kind of what you get. Now I will say day one, I absolutely loved this. I was like, I'm putting it in my club. This is terrific. I got a lot of the grounded fruit and the slightly earthy tone. And it reminded me of like a fruity version of Ravenclaw. And I was like, oh, I love it. And on day two, more of the floral came out. I could definitely smell more of that honeysuckle. And it was still perfumey, a little bit perfumey floral, like almost like a body spray mist on day two. And I actually left it going into day three. So speaking of, let's talk about performance. So this one here, I put it in my bedroom. It was about 7 out of 10 for 2 cubes, and I left it going a couple of days. And in Drew's room, it was about 7.5 out of 10 at its peak. And I left it going about 2.5 days. So on that third day, I did remove it. So I think that this probably could be all year round, because it kind of has a little bit of floral, a little bit of fruit, and a little bit of like grounded earthiness to me. And I think because of that, I would probably consider this a year-round scent for me, but maybe a little bit more of a spring-summer lean. And it's probably my favorite out of the 3. I did really like Perfectly Cute as well. Will I be repurchasing this one? And actually, you want to know what's funny? When I typed in, I shouldn't even say this, but when I typed in I pick you, I really typed in I dick you. So talk about Valentine's Day to an extreme. But back on track, I pick you, not the other one. I probably would pick up a bar if I was not being so strict with my wax purchases, and I might still, because I did really like it. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you 6 scents, and you guys are going to vote. If you're new to my channel, you're going to pick 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning. You put your 2 votes down in the YouTube comment section. If you can't do that, where do you vote? Well, find my Instagram and put your 2 votes there. It's Patricia Gates. Now, I don't know if you can tell, I have come down with a little bit of something, and knock on wood, I have not been sick since February of 2018 when I joined Scentsy, and immediately got sick and couldn't smell the scents. So I was like, I had my launch party and I couldn't smell very many of the scents. Now I can still smell maybe a third of intensity, but what I'll do is, this just kind of hit me the past couple of days. If I can't smell by the time I have to start warming, I have a special treat for you next Tuesday. So Tester Tuesday will keep on going with its trend, but we'll have a little, switch up for the week. But anyway, so scent number 1 is going to be Shamrock Splash. This is scent of the month for February. And the rest we're going to draw. And I've actually multi-purposed my toque. There's lots of other stuff in here, but the scents are all towards the front. Scent number 2 is a green wax as well. A is for apple. Scent number 3, that is a retired scent. Let's go at the bottom. Scent number 3. Amber Road. That is retired and very old, those testers. Scent number 4. This is a big one. I can barely get it out. Scent number 4 is also a green wax. Very snowy spruce. So we have 3 greens and a brown. Scent number 5. Let's go here. Scent number 5. Oh, this was in the Bring Back My Voting. I'd love to try this one. Titanium. And on the back it has stickers that says Scentsy Man. Those are old. And scent number 6 is in the catalog right now in the bakery, Blueberry Cheesecake. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Please take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to vote.